All right, let's get started. Hey everyone, my name is Dr. Nicholas Mercer, the theme park therapist. This is the Back Pain is Not Magical virtual workshop webinar. In this workshop, we're going to be going over 5 tips to decrease back pain while you're at the theme parks. This workshop is perfect for you if you currently experience back pain when you walk or stand for a long period of time. If you don't currently get back pain when you're at the parks and you'd like to keep it that way, you do already feel some back pain or discomfort, and you want to make sure it doesn't interfere with your trip to the theme parks. If you feel like you need to change your posture or become more flexible throughout your day, or you want to know how to decrease your pain when it hits you at the parks. So we got pain and panic there in the lower back. So again, in this webinar, you will learn 5 tips to prepare for those long days at the parks, key information and strategies on posture and core muscle engagement. And then at the end, we're going to have a bonus 5 simple exercises that you can do at home and at the parks to help prevent and decrease any lower back pain you may get. So what's in it for you? Staying pain-free and reducing any current back issues that you may have, especially when you're at the parks. It will improve your overall theme park experience. It will decrease the time you have to rest and let that back pain subside. It'll allow you to walk faster and farther, and that means you can go to more attractions and experience them without having as much pain. But if you're already dealing with pain or stiffness, please note that this is not physical therapy. This is not medical advice. It's valuable but very general information. It's not a complete solution to your problems. An effective plan of care needs to be tailored to you and your specific needs, provided by a licensed healthcare provider who can evaluate and treat musculoskeletal issues. So why am I qualified to be saying all of this stuff? Well, I'm a doctor of physical therapy. I am a certified strength and conditioning specialist, but most importantly, I love theme parks. I've been through surgeries, injections, and just overall bad physical therapy after having 2 hip surgeries, and I couldn't find the solutions to my own problems from someone else, so I had to find them for myself, taking several years to learn about the human body and human movement in general. Because I wanted to be able to walk around theme parks, practice martial arts, weightlift without having all these hip issues. I've helped hundreds of people, including myself, find pain relief and get back to the activities that they love to do. So some housekeeping. Please do not ask about or mention personal health information in the chat. There's some issues with HIPAA. We don't want anyone to be for their information to get out in a way that they don't want it to be. And we are recording this. We just want to keep everyone safe. If you have specific questions, you can text us at 407-536-6043, and we can set up a time to talk one-on-one. So let's dive in. We are going to go through 5 tips that you can implement today. Key information and strategies on posture and core muscle engagement. And at the end, again, 5 simple exercises that you can do at home and inside the parks. So the first tip is going to be addressing sitting posture. You can see Captain Jack Sparrow doesn't have really great sitting posture. So why is this important? For most of us, this is what we do every day. A lot of our day consists of sitting down in a chair, looking at a monitor, kind of like I'm doing now. And if we're not doing this in the most optimal positions, it can really increase the strain on your lower back and your neck. So you can see in that image to the left here, we have bad posture up in the upper left corner. And then we have what we would call proper posture, or the proper ergonomic setup in the bigger picture. So whatever you're looking at should be at about eye level. So that monitor or paper or phone should be about arm's length away. Minimal bend at wrists. Elbows close to your body at about 90 to 120 degree bend, keeping that back straight. having a backrest that supports your lower back, having an adjustable swivel chair, and then having those feet flat on the ground and not letting the front of the seat press into the back of the knees. This faulty posture adds up over time. So when you go to stand and walk around, you're still in that faulty posture, and that increases the strain and the stress on the lower back. So there's some helpful tools for sitting. The first one would be a high-low standing desk, which you can see in the image right here, and that's where the entire desk comes up and down. There's also the Varidesk, which is something you would put onto a stationary desk, and it actually elevates and brings your monitor down, even if the desk can't come up and down. And then using a Swiss ball chair. So a Swiss ball is basically those inflatable yoga balls like Goofy is sitting on right here. When you sit on one of those, don't sit on them like Goofy is, because that's just a recipe for disaster. But there have been studies that show that stationary sitting actually decreases life expectancy. And so being able to move around and constantly adjust your position because you're not stuck in a rigid chair will actually allow your lower back to become more mobile and stable because you're forcing those muscles to move. All right, standing posture. So why is this important? At the parks, you're going to be standing in line, and during attractions, watching fireworks, walking around the parks, we want proper core engagement. What most people think about the core is that it's just your stomach muscles, which is true, but as you can see here, it's a lot more than that. It's basically kind of the new definition for the core is anything that attaches to the pelvis, and your main culprits are going to be the glutes, the lower back, the abdominals, and the obliques, and those are all highlighted in green in that picture right there. When you can get this proper stabilization around your lumbar spine, or so your lower back, there's less stress to it, and there's not excessive movement at those joints, so you don't get irritated as much, and that pain is a lot less, or you can prevent that pain by keeping that lower back stabilized. So start practicing this now, because it's not something that just happens overnight. All right, phone posture. We don't want to be like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, even though he is a pretty great character. So why is it important? When you have a rounded neck, as you can see in the picture at the top, you'll see what happens to her lower back too. It starts to round. So it not only increases the stress on the lower back, but it also increases stress on the neck. So how do you fix this? You simply hold your phone at face level, keeping your elbows down. So you can see in that top image, as she brings her head down, it increases the amount of weight or the amount of force on her neck as she comes forward looking down at her phone. So keeping it up at eye level is going to decrease the stress on the neck, and therefore align that spine a little better and not shift any of the weight not shift any of the stress and the strain towards the lower back. And finally, just throughout the day, staying active, changing positions frequently. This is important because you can optimize posture, but you're still, right? You're still stationary. Movement obviously is better than sustained positions, but we can't, move all the time in our everyday life. We have responsibilities where we have to sit down or stand up, look at a computer, look at our phone, different things where we have to stay still. So the best thing to do in those situations when you can't be walking and moving around constantly is just frequently changing the position you're in, from sitting, standing, crossing your legs, sitting differently, changing positions throughout the day. And just remember, you're going to be moving a lot at the theme parks, like way more than normal. One thing that we say in the PT world is motion is lotion. I always think that sounds kind of weird. So I say, if you move more, you'll be able to move more. So if you're not moving throughout your normal everyday life, it's going to be a lot harder to be moving throughout your entire day at the theme parks. So if you move less daily and you go to try to move more in one day, it all goes to your lower back and you start to get an increase in pain. All right, so so far we've been over those 5 tips that you can incorporate into your everyday life and some key information and strategies to improve that lower back health. So now we're going to go to some simple exercises that you can not only do at home, but you can do while you're inside the park. So this picture right here, I was actually at Universal, and I was walking around, and I was surprised to see a Kung Fu Panda. And if you know me, I practice Kung Fu. So I had to strike a Kung Fu pose right in front of the Kung Fu Panda. So that's a picture I got right there. So some things to remember when we're doing all these exercises. Don't push through the pain. The stretches and the exercises should be relatively comfortable. They shouldn't result in sharp pain or burning. Gentle stretches for longer holds are usually more effective than super intense stretches for a short amount of time. Activation exercises should be held for about 3 seconds for multiple repetitions, usually about 10 or 15. And again, you can perform these at home. Practice makes perfect. All right, so we got the hamstring stretch. And again, all of these are actually exercises I've done in the theme park therapist videos, and in the email that you will receive after the webinar, you will get links to all of these videos and all of the resources that we went over today. So back to the hamstring stretch, all you need to do is place that foot on a surface, point those toes up towards the, well, I guess not the ceiling if you're outside, towards the sky. Sit your booty back, keep that spine tall, push your chest forward, and hold that for about 30 seconds. Again, this is a stretch, so we want a light stretch in the back of the leg and leaning forward so we can increase that stretch. Second one is going to be what I call decompression breathing. We're going to get the breathing involved in some core activation to stabilize the spine. So first thing you got to do, like a lot of the exercises, is you start standing up tall. You try to get actually the back of your spine to the sky. So we're trying to lengthen the back of the spine up. You want to, with every inhale, you want to try to get a little taller. With every exhale, you want to try to pull in your belly button towards your spine. For this one, we're going to do about 5 breaths total. And you should notice that you're kind of walking a little taller. But then over time, you'll start to come back down, and that's when you do your little reset. All right. So the next one is a piriformis stretch. I love doing this one whenever I'm sitting down, resting and eating, or if I'm on a ride that doesn't have a lap bar, it's a little slower, like It's a Small World or Living with the Land. This little muscle really can really cause a lot of back pain. So first thing you're going to do is cross that leg over. You're going to push the knee down, bring your chest forward, and of course your booty back. And you're going to hold that for 30 seconds, and then you'll switch sides. We want to do both sides. You'll notice that one is probably tighter than the other, and that's okay. That's normal. We want to try to do both sides, again, holding for a light stretch for about 30 seconds. All right, now we have the standing hip flexor stretch. You can see him at Gaston's Tavern here because Gaston is a hip flexor. Yeah, it's really bad. So you're going to start in what's called a split stance, which basically means one foot in front of the other, kind of like you can see in the picture. You're going to keep that back leg straight. You're going to bend the front knee. You're going to squeeze your booty on the side that's on the leg that's back. So in this picture, it would be my left leg. You're going to squeeze that booty. You'll feel a stretch in the front of your hip. You'll lift the rear heel, so that heel on the back leg is going to come up, and then you're going to reach up with the same arm as you can see in the photo. You'll hold this for about 30 seconds. This one's pretty awesome because you can do it whenever you're standing, but if you need help with like balance or something, you just hold onto a wall or a railing or something that will give you some support, maybe another person, but not a stranger. That would be weird. So again, you'll hold this for 30 seconds and do both sides. And finally, we have glute squeezes. So this is, we're at the gorilla habitat here because as you'll see if you watch the video, gorillas don't got nice booties. But as humans, we use the glute muscles to hold ourselves upright. So A lot of other mammals walk on all fours, so they don't need their glutes to be as big, so their butts aren't as big. But humans, we're supposed to have pretty big butts. So what we want to do is start to activate those muscles, and it's just 2 steps here. All you're going to do, again, is stand up nice and tall, and you're just going to push those hips forwards by squeezing your butt, right? Like you're clenching your butt together, and you'll feel that strong contraction in your glutes. You'll hold for about 5 seconds and then relax, and you'll actually do this 10 times. So this is more of an activation exercise to get those glute muscles firing, to decrease some of the strain on your lower back, because if those glutes aren't as strong, we're forced forward like this, and that increases the strain on the lower back. All right, so let's go over what we learned. I know it was a lot. That's why Mike Wazowski's laying on his face. He's tired. So we went through 5 tips to incorporate into your everyday life to prevent and decrease lower back pain at the parks, information and key management strategies on lower back health and overall stability and mobility. And then those 5 exercises: the hamstring stretch, decompression breathing, piriformis stretch, standing hip flexor stretch, and the glute squeezes. I know, Mike, that was a lot. All right, we're done with the complicated things. All right, so as you may know, and as you may not know, I am the theme park therapist, so I make a lot of videos at the parks showing you simple mobility exercises that you can do at the parks to decrease various different types of pain and improve your overall experience, because like I say at the end of every video, pain is not magical. So you can go ahead and scan that QR code. It'll take you right to the Theme Park Therapist YouTube channel, and you can subscribe. I try to get out content as frequently as possible. I don't really have a set schedule right now, but I really enjoy making that content. It's really fun for me, and I think it's something that a lot of theme park enthusiasts really need, because those long days at the parks can really increase that lower back pain and a lot of different other types of pains people have: knee pain, foot pain, shoulder pain. So I kind of address a lot of different things there. So go check that out. If you are in the Orlando area or in Florida in general, and you're already having pain, you can scan this QR code, or you can go to uimprovedpt.com to schedule a free phone consultation with a doctor of physical therapy. So it's just a quick 10-minute conversation. You'll tell us about your pain, and we'll try to determine what the primary causes of the issue could be. It's not a full evaluation. We're not creating a full treatment plan. We're just getting a good idea of what you're going through and the next steps that you need to take to find long-lasting pain relief. So if you'd like to do that, you can, again, scan that QR code. You can call or text us at 407-536-6043, or email us at nickmercer@uimprovedpt.com. All right. So if you have any questions, again, contact info is there, or you can place your questions in the comments, and I will get those addressed as soon as possible. Thank you for joining me for the Back Pain is Not Magical workshop webinar, computer virtual video thing. I hope you found it valuable. I hope you can start to use this information to improve your overall theme park experience, because once again, back pain is not magical. Thank you, guys.